my name's Corey. I'm one of the media team members here at CG, and today I'm going to give you a lesson on what is automotive detailing. This is a 101 level kind of instruction just to give you a basic understanding of what's going on the exterior of your car. I say exterior because that's what we're going to focus on today. There's obviously interior detailing as well as exterior detailing, but we're going to focus on the exterior of your car and how to preserve the investment that you've made into that vehicle. So behind me, you're going to see a bunch of images start to appear, and we're going to just walk you through step by step the process of the life and the death of your vehicle. So first and foremost, this video is an introduction into why every single vehicle needs to be detailed, whether it be a new car, an old car, or a classic car. Every vehicle needs attention, needs restoration, and needs cleaning. So I'm going to take you through what happens on the exterior of your vehicle. So the first image that you're going to see behind me is a side cut of the exterior of your car. It shows you the different levels from the substrate to the top of your clear coat, and showing you starting with the bottom one is your substrate, followed by your primer, which connects the paint to the body of your vehicle. On top of that is your paint, your color of your paint, whatever color it may be, and then the large section on top of that is identified as your clear coat. Clear coat normally makes up 45 to 55% of the paint on your car, and this is very dependent on the type of vehicle, make and model, year, how old it is, what part of the country that vehicle may live in or has lived in. So there's a lot of different things that go into all those different aspects of your paint. So we have the clear coat, the paint, the primer, and the substrate. So let's show you what's supposed to happen on a proper vehicle. So as you can see, the green arrows that are coming in from the top of the screen are coming down and hitting the top of the clear coat and reflecting off. That's what's supposed to happen. Light is supposed to come in, whether it be sunlight, ambient light, street lights, any light that hits your vehicle is supposed to hit your clear coat and then reflect off. Anything that gets in the way of that, i.e. dirt, dust, debris, anything like that is going to diffuse that reflection process, is going to make your car look dirty, hence dirty vehicles. But there's a lot more that goes into it before that. So understanding from this point forward, you should wash your car to keep the exterior of your car clean so that you can have that reflection happen properly. So that's what's supposed to happen. Moving forward, this is what does happen to your car. So over a period of time, one of the small things within this graph that I didn't quite identify yet are those small bubbles located within your clear coat. Those are UV inhibitors. Those come within your clear coat right from the factory. Over time, those inhibitors will actually raise to the surface of your clear coat. And this happens for a number of different reasons, but mainly due to the sun. The three sections that you see appearing now is representing a new car, an older car, and a classic car. And when I say classic, I mean a very old car. Over a long period of time, those UV inhibitors will come to the surface, and then when we get into paint correction, you're actually going to remove a majority of that protection. So that's why we want to make you understand what's going on here. So as you see, those inhibitors raise to the surface, and then something else happens. And these are represented by the three scratches that you're seeing. The smallest one is what we call here is a mar, followed by a scratch. And the third one that goes through the clear coat, through the paint, through the primer, and into the substrate of the vehicle, that's actually what we would call a ding, something as a paint chip that's removed a majority, if not all of your paint, your primer, your clear coat, all those different things, and can sometimes even damage the substrate of your vehicle. So this can happen, these things happen obviously because of the sun. The scratches happen, I mean these scratches can happen before you even get off the dealer's lot with a brand new car. They could clean the car for you before you purchase it. They wipe it down with a less than quality towel and give you some micro scratches known as mars. So that's that process. Once these things happen and these scratches embed themselves into your clear coat, then the next process happens. As you continue to drive this vehicle, those scratches become filled with contamination, as you can see right now. And then the light goes into those scratches and does what's called refracting, and it comes out in a diffused manner, making your car look dirtier than it actually is. So we need to correct those issues. So as you can see, after those scratches have been implemented and the light's refracting poorly and your car looks diffused and dirty, on top of that, then you have contamination settle into those scratches. And this contamination is extremely difficult to get to. You often can't get to it with simply washing your car, depending of course on the medium and the level of contamination. But the gist is that this contamination can sit down in the crevices of your paint, and it's very much like a cavity in your tooth. These scratches get dirt, or in reference to a tooth, plaque within them, and then it wreaks havoc inside your paint, specifically your clear coat, and can cause clear coat failure. Add on top of that, people washing their car with dish soap, less than quality cleaners, will just expedite the process of diminishing your clear coat until you have clear coat failure. And if you drive around the country, I'm sure you've seen the vehicles that have looked like large portions of their paint have been burned off, and this is because they're not maintaining and correcting those issues before the clear coat fails. So now we need to talk about how to fix this issue. This is the life of a car. This is something that every single car goes through. So now that you're watching this video, I can guarantee you this is happening to your car. And if you don't believe me, go out to your car. You can pause the video, go out to your car, and just run a clean hand across the surface of your car. This is going to make you're going to hear it. It sounds like sandpaper. It sounds like a gritty nature going back and forth. Maybe I have something I can throw in there. Every single car sounds like this unless it's been clayed, which takes us to the next step. So as we still see that contamination within those scratches and those marring marks, we need to remove that contamination. And that's the next process in the detailing flowchart, as well as the next logical step in detailing your cars, to remove that contamination before we do polishing and paint correction, So playing our little video a little bit forward more, now you can start to see that clay represented by the black image on the screen moving across the clear coat of your paint. It's going to use little micro fingers and grab that dirt and contamination, and then you pull it across and it's going to pull that contamination right out. Now your car is clean. After you've washed it, after you've clayed it, and then after you wiped it down again, after you clayed it, removing the clay luber and things of that nature. And again, you check our website, chemicalguys.com, for any of those kind of videos. We have 550 videos explaining everything. So all of these videos you can go out there and find. But moving forward, the next process now is to go ahead and fix some of those scratches and marring marks. Now there's a number of ways that you can go about doing this, but some of these, as you can see, are much deeper than the mars or the scratch, and so you have to go into knowing this, that you can't fix everything, but you can make it better, and now I'm going to show you how. Also moving forward, I want to say that this image is not to scale, so what you're about to see isn't a properly scaled representation of what happens, but it's just an image to help you understand what's going on. So this moves into the paint correction and polishing stage. So at this point, you're going to go ahead and use your polishing and paint correction methods, whether it be our V-Line series and our line of Hexalogic pads, starting with a heavier compound to cut down that clear coat and remove the levels of scratches. And as you can see with this illustration, with this cutting process, this compound stage, we've removed a majority of those scratches. However, you can't fix everything. It's impossible to fix 100% clean on your car. It's just not going to happen. So don't go into it with that expectation. But now that we've removed that bad layer of clear coat, what you also can see, depending on the age of your car, is how much of those UV inhibitors you have removed as well. So now that you've removed that damaged area of your clear coat, but you've also removed a majority of protection. So we're going to get into how to restore that protection in a few moments. So now that we've cut that down, and this is a series here, it's not just one swipe. You want to use V32 followed by V34 followed by V36 followed by our jeweler's polish V38 to give you that lustrous high shine back on your vehicle. Now, you're going to get light reflecting well because you've corrected a majority of those defects within your paint, but you can still see in some of these little areas where you're going to have light that continues to refract. So we want to go ahead and protect those crevices and still bring out enhance the shine in your vehicle. So the next step in the actual process is to start to put some of that protection and shine back on your vehicle that we've removed. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and put your glaze in. A glaze goes before your sealant, and that's going to help fill in some of those small scratches and mars, and it's going to give you a level surface to put your protection on top of. You always want to seal in that protection, so you put your glaze on first, followed by your sealant, as you can see in this second line represented on the image. And then finally, after you've sealed it in with a good protectant, you want to put a wax on top of that, represented by the third line that you're now seeing. And this is going to give you that shine, it's going to give you that reflection that you want, and it's going to give you that nice flush surface on the exterior of your car. This is what makes your car look clean, because the light is able to properly reflect. Now, anything that gets in the way of that is going to hinder that process. So you want to continue to maintain your car, use a maintenance spray and a clean, plush 70-30 microfiber towel to maintain your vehicle and keep that protection on top of it. And then your surface is just going to shine, and it's just really going to look great. So this was an introductory lesson on what is auto detailing. Every car deserves to be detailed, and even just washing your car is auto detailing. It's not a very good job, but at least it's the first step. So remember, if you're ever confused, you can go to our flowchart shown here and check out what step you need to start with and where you need to go, and gauge your paint and see how bad things are, so that you can get into automotive detailing, restore and protect your vehicle, so that you can have pride in your ride and just be happy with the investment that you've made into your vehicle. Thank you for listening. Check out our website, chemicalguys.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Check out the 550 videos that we have. Thanks for listening. Stay clean and happy detailing.
I've been to university. I've done college courses. And if my professors were as enthusiastic and excited about teaching the way the guys here, Greg, Matt, Paul, I probably would have stayed in school just to stay in school. It was fun, very informative. They're very knowledgeable. Everything you could ask them, they could answer you or explain to you so you understood. Even though you didn't understand, one of the hardest things that I had this week was the windshield repair, and they didn't give up. They just didn't say, oh well, whatever, he'll figure it out. They took the time, they came, they stabbed beside. And that's what's important. You don't find that anywhere else. And they have the passion, they love what they do. And that's what's important.